welcome back to the Future Print Leaders Summit. Delighted to welcome Dr. René Pankok from who is the CEO of Hymmen. Welcome, René.
Yes, welcome, Marcus. It's nice for being here. Thank you.
No, welcome, and really delighted to have you. And where are you located? Where are you dialing in from?
We're obviously located in the nicest region of Germany, in Bielefeld, which is in North Rhine-Westphalia, and happy to be somewhere in the center of Europe.
So a sort of heartland of industrial Germany. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, at least it is one quite industrialized region, and we have a lot of customers also close by, but also all over Europe and actually worldwide.
Brilliant. And I know I've known Hymmen now for I think over 10 years as and you've built a strong name as a real innovator and an early adopter of Inkjet. We're going to find out more about the business and the kind of applications you've got. The session that you're presenting really is Hymmen's vision for digital inkjet for decor, in particular flooring and furniture. So yeah, we look forward to finding out more. So without further ado, if you'd over to you and start the presentation.
Yes, thank you very much, Marcus. So, okay, so I hope you can see my presentation here. Yep. Yes, so Marcus, thank you for the introduction, and I'm very happy to share latest developments in digital printing technology and our future vision for digital in the flooring and furniture industry especially. We'll talk briefly about Hymmen. You have introduced ourselves already a little bit, and then say something about our R&D focus, digital printing technology, and I'm very happy to present especially two new developments, one being our digital lacquer embossing, which is a technology we use especially for flooring, but also for furniture, to not only give the surface the decor, but also a digitally embossed depth that you can feel and see. And then as a second development, the Saturn digital printing line, which is a water-based single-pass machine for decor paper, which also can be used in the furniture and flooring industry. And then obviously, as an outlook, what is our vision for the future? What do we see from 12 years of printing development now? And what is our belief the industry is heading for in the future? Yeah, so about us, we are a medium-sized family-based business in Bielefeld with approximately close to 200 employees. Our main site is, as stated, in Bielefeld, and we have about 40 kilometers from here our technical center in Rödinghausen, where we have all of our machinery and especially digital printing equipment, which we are very happy to show and present to customers. Our products next to digital printing are different machinery and equipment which all focuses on surface finishing. So we are the experts for machinery. If you are looking for your flooring surface, for furniture boards, for wall boards, or even for outside material for the cladding of buildings, etc. As we are talking today about digital, I don't go into more details here, just take a brief look. Double bell presses, multi-opening presses, lacquer finishing lines, laminating lines with calanders. This is also a calander system for lacquering, and then the digital printing lines, and all together with software and automation. Coming now to our digital printing technology, which is our focus for today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the experience that Hymmen has gained during the last 12 years. We started in 2008 actually, and presented our first machine 2009 on Ligna, and we approximate today the yearly production on Hymmen delivered machines at close to 100 million square meters, 90 million approximately square meters annual production, digital annual production on our machines. You can see some pictures here of flooring lines installed at our customers, and I would now like to explain a little bit the history and how we got where we are today in the development of digital printing. As stated before, 2009 was the first presentation at the Ligna show of our Jupiter digital printing line. Our Jupiter lines are those which are using UV technology, UV-based inks, and we started with a small line on board material, and also right after that developed a line for printing roll to roll on paper. Yeah. Next step was a wider line, 1.40 meters on doors, also UV coating, also the Jupiter version. From there on, we grew in the width, and today the largest line we already developed in 2011 is a single pass line up to 2.20 meters production width, also for boards for flooring. We continued our development in roll to roll and also went there to a size of 1.40 meters on paper. We continued the development for edge bending material, different plastic materials, ABS, PVC, also PP for furniture boards. So basically the edge of the board can be printed and obviously digitally printed with the same decor as the main surface. Then we had a first line for modular flooring, being a plastic type flooring board in 2014. We started with double print bars, 8 color in 2015. We had a wider line, edge bending, double printing width in 2016. From there on, we continued to develop other technologies that fit together with the decor, such as our digital lacquer embossing. As the name explains, embossing a surface, so making the texture, the structure that you could feel. And we added an automatic color calibration in 2018, which is especially interesting for single pass production of very uniform colors. So if you have more stone-like tiles, then this gives you especially high quality of the image adapted to the printer. From there on, the next step that we showed and opened for the public in our demo center in Rödinghausen is 2021. The Saturn line, the first line for water-based inks, which is especially usable for decor paper that is being processed after printing with melamine resins and pressed in such presses as double belt presses or short cycle presses for also flooring and furniture. So this is basically a summary of what Hymmen has done in the last 12 years in digital printing. And I would like to explain a little bit more in detail two of these developments. One being the digital lacquer embossing. We have shortly, a few months ago, shown the second step in this development, which we call DLE+, and then go on to the Saturn. As you see here on this slide, Our inkjet technology for this digital lacquer embossing consists of a board, which is coming here from the left side, which is then applied liquid coating with a liquid coating, and then the inkjet embosses this still liquid lacquer with its drops, and thereafter it is hardened by UV. I will show this animation so you can better understand what I'm talking about here. So you can see like this, we apply a lacquer, we emboss it with digital drops, and we harden it by the UV light. Yeah. And basically these drops that went into the still liquid layer show you the image of the embossing image that fits to the decor that you have printed before. Yeah. The advantages of this technology is obviously the very high flexibility. Before we developed this, we had a lot of customers who talked about positive results from decor printing, but no structure that fits to that decor, and therefore the flexibility that you want to have from digital was not fully available. You needed to, if you go into a short cycle press, for example, you have your board, you have designed the decor on the board, but then you need the fitting press plate which has the right structure, or you need to change the structure if you change the decor. So it was obviously very important to be able to have a digital structure on a digital decor. You don't need rollers or press plates. You don't have these extra costs. You have no setup time due to press plates or roller changes. As I said before, you have the same flexibility in the decor and in the structure. Yeah. Obviously, new design options that are not available with press plates or rollers. You can be always synchronous, or others call this embossed in register, EIR, embossed in register structure. That is much better possible with the fitting of the design and the structure in a digital way. Much less difficult and with a better result in accuracy. You can integrate it into an existing line, or obviously we are very happy also to supply customers with new lines. Yeah. One single print bar needed, and we can go up to the full width of 2.10 meters. And the most important part is the last one here. You have the proven properties of your flooring. If you are selling a flooring with a certain norm concerning scratch resistance and other properties, you use the same type of finishing lacquer and just emboss this existing lacquer. You're not adding a new layer, you're using the layer that you have, and therefore you remain with your existing properties of the surface. Here I will show you just a few glances of results. So this, as you see here, is a digitally embossed surface, first printed with a digital decor and then embossed with the basically the same design that fits to the decor. See another picture, this time more stone design, and you can use this to decorate all kinds of different surfaces. In this case here, you have a glass underlaying surface that is decorated with this. You can use any kind of board. You can use it for furniture. Here you see some kind of ornamental design that is quite deep. We can go up to 150, 180 microns. So quite deep structures and very nice structures we can do with this technology. So this is one glance into developments of the embossing of the surface. And the second development I would like to show you today is the Saturn digital printing line with water-based inks. Here we use a roll-to-roll machine for Decor paper, and this Decor paper is the typical top layer of a laminate flooring. You can see a typical product composition for laminate flooring. You have a wear resistance top layer that is made of a melamine resin overlay with or without corundum to have a higher abrasion resistance. And then you have, and this is important for us, the printed Decor layer impregnated with melamine resin. So this second step here, that is the layer that is printed by the Saturn machine. You have a fiberboard MDF or HDF, and you have a reverse side backing layer. Now, if you produce flooring, or if you produce furniture in a similar layup like we explained before, the typical way to do this is you have a production site. This is shown here a little bit on a European map with the little red production site signs. And you have printing locations, either your own printing location or your partner, your Decor printer who is supplying the paper to the production sites. Obviously, you can see the logistics are at least taking some time to supply the paper from the production site to the from the printing site to the production site. This is typically done by truck or by train. And if you want to introduce a new design, show it to your customer, get the feedback from the customer, and then your customer order, and then you produce in a bigger amount, it takes quite some logistics. Yeah? So as you see here, the supply may be back and forth through Europe. Now, we want to be flexible and fast in the future with digital printing, and therefore digital printing should help to serve the demand of smaller lot sizes in the future, shorter delivery times, shorter times to market, less material in stock, new design options, etc. In order to do this, you need the paper to be printed as close as possible to the production site. And this is basically the idea that we had in mind when we started our vision for the future in Decor printing, and we started the development of the Saturn. So how can digital Decor paper be printed? Yeah? You can buy it from external suppliers, as stated before. You can operate, as seen here as an example, a multi-pass printer, which has obviously very low capacity, or you operate a single pass printer yourself, yeah, which should have the capacity that you need in your production location. Now, does that meet your capacity needs? That is obviously the question. Now, what we did in our strategic vision when we thought about our Saturn development, we have taken a look at those existing machines like multi-pass printers, here stated with number 1, and single pass printers number 3. And here we have shown a little bit the capacity in million square meters per year and the investment. And we have taken this part here, a capacity somewhere between 5 to 15 million square meters per year as our target. And we have reached this target with the Saturn. Again, I will briefly flip through this. This is the process comparison, external versus internal printing, and what we want to achieve. We have all kinds of time and costs that are missing here that we don't want to have, and therefore this internal printing, or can be close to the production site printing also by a partner, by a Decor printer. This is what we aim for. Yeah. The Saturn printing line, just as an overview, it is designed for decentralized printing. We are aiming, on the one hand, for Decor printers as partners who are modifying their business model, who are thinking about being closer to their customers and being able to support their customers very close by and with high flexibility as needed in digital printing, or as is the aim of digital printing, or for producers of flooring and furniture who want to start the digital printing production themselves. We need speeds of about 15 to 35 meters. We have a less complex process, always compared to the slide I've shown before, to the very huge digital single pass printers, and obviously lower capital cost. And therefore we are sure that our machine fits exactly into this part of the market that we just described. Here I'll show you some pictures of the line as we have installed it. You see here digital Decor paper, not printed yet, in 1.40 m width. This in the background here is the Saturn line. Yeah, so this is the unwinding station. We go through the Saturn and we have the rewinding station. Here you see the color bars. We have two colors in each bar. And here you have a picture from the back side of the line with, in this case, a wood decor printed and the rewinding station. So it is a small line, but being able to produce quite a good amount of, as I said, 5 to 15 million square meters per year if you go into a 3-shift operation. Briefly, summary, most of the things I've stated before: printing speed 15 to 35 meters, working width can be 140, can be 220. You have a resolution of 600 by 600 dpi or 600 by 1200, and we have developed this Saturn line together with Ricoh. Yeah, so Ricoh has become our partner for digital Decor printing. Ricoh and Hymmen provide support for that, and I think the most important, if you look into the future, the vision of digital printing is shared by Ricoh and Hymmen, that digital printing will become industrial printing. And therefore, I come to my outlook, and in the outlook, I have first taken a look backwards. I have taken my vision, Digital 2020, which originates from 2014, where I gave a presentation at a possible customer. And it's interesting to share my thesis, my ideas from 2014 and take a look at them now, because I strongly believe that it is still valid. So my first prediction from 2020, or in the direction of 2020, coming from 2014, was that the digital printing will change the current value chain in the wood-based panel industry for flooring, for furniture. I'm absolutely convinced that right now this is exactly the case. We are seeing more and more interest, on the one hand, from Decor printers, from modern ideas in their changed business models, a little bit in the direction I've just shown, on changing locations of production, moving closer to the to their customers. And on the other hand, there is a lot of investment going on in the area of customers of production sites who are not yet printing or who are just starting to use digital printing in their own industry. So I believe that it may have taken a little bit longer than I thought, but we are currently exactly in this change in the value chains. The second prediction was Decor matching of gravure printing and digital printing will not be relevant in the future. And this is still my belief. It will be digital. It will be, as I say here, 100% digital. So I must underline again my idea from 2014. The future of the wood-based panel industry is 100% digital. I'm absolutely convinced that it is only a matter of time, and we will not see any non-digital printed surfaces anymore. So with this, I come to my last slide. Digital printing is getting more and more established in the woodworking industry. Ongoing trend to decentralization is getting stronger year by year and month by month. Our current corona pandemic has basically made this trend more faster and not stopped anything. It's actually acting as a catalyst. Not the speed needed is the most important trend, but the capacity at a certain production point, a certain production site is crucial. Yeah, and coming back to our first shown innovation, decorative surfaces need haptics, and haptics also need to be flexible and therefore digital in the future. Yeah, Marcus and everybody else, thank you for taking the time, and I hope this was a nice little insight in how we see the future of digital in the woodworking industry.
Thank you, Rene. That was very interesting, and a nice kind of journey through the beginning of digital, your digital journey, and where you see in the future. But I've got a couple of quick questions. Rewinding 12 years ago, why were you so confident back then that digital was the future for your industry?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'm a hobby photographer myself, and I remember exactly when the digital revolution in the cameras started. I think it was sometime in the 1990s. I was still very convinced that my big camera, you know, this changeable lenses, huge thing, that was the real thing. And these little digital cameras as maybe for hobby or something, but not the real thing and not for high quality photography. And we all know what happened, and it happened very fast. I think it was a 10-year journey, something like that, plus minus. And nobody has non-digital cameras anymore. So when it started to come up, the digital printing in the decor industry, I reflected a little bit to this and said, don't make the same mistake again. You've seen how fast it goes, and it will be the same. It will take a little bit more time. There's more heavy investment in other machinery, but in the end, outcome will be the same because the advantages are just so big.
It's interesting you said that COVID has acted as a catalyst for change, not a barrier. So that's positive for digital technology, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is positive for digital technology, and it's digital technology, and it's also our customers. We are quite happy that last year in the spring, when the first wave of COVID started, everybody was locked down and was very anxious and looking what happened. And also for us as a machinery producer, it was quite difficult. But our customers had the good situation, the good chance that people started to think of their home, to revamp things, to buy flooring, to make their home a bit nicer, and therefore our customers were those in the good, on the positive side of things. Their orders went up quite fast again, and this also helped the digital transition, because projects that they were thinking of, that they stopped for a little bit, then quickly started up again, and we see the outcome now, and we have lots of projects and discussions with customers for digital printing equipment.
Mm-hmm. And also it appears in your journey, you've kind of, obviously at the beginning we all change directions, and depending on what we learn on the way, I suppose, both what customers say, what the technology is capable of. It appears as well with Saturn in particular that you've reached you've discovered a sweet spot in terms of the economics and the speed, and you're not necessarily knocking single pass, but you're kind of going, actually, we don't necessarily need to invest masses of money on single pass. We can create a technology that is lower in cost, more moderate in cost, but that enables producers to invest and make the right kind of product. That's something new, isn't it, really?
Yes, I think that is exactly the idea that we discussed in the team quite for a long while before we started the development of the Saturn. We have obviously asked a lot of customers, and we had basically those two groups. Yeah, the ones that are thinking of, I need a capacity for one production site, and the others, especially in the Decor printer area, who said, I have my rotational gravure printing line that can do 100 million square meters a year, and if I replace that with digital, the digital needs to do the same. And when we really thought about this, we said, we don't believe that this second approach will be the one that will win the game in the end. We also would like to have Decor printers as customers, and we have a lot of good developments and projects, and we hopefully will have them as customers in the near future. But we believe that also they must change with the digital and must change their business model, because why would you invest in digital? Because you're faster, more flexible, time to market, and all these things go away if you still have this huge big machine where you put orders for 20 customers on one roll of paper, and in the end you cut it and you cut it again and put it on the truck to different customers.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So there we have it. Really, a great vision for the future. A lot of confidence that the future will be entirely digital, which is fantastic, and optimistic about the future as well, which is great to hear. So thanks so much again for joining us, René, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.